don't know. Look, I could probably, you know what? Yeah, I'll swap because I'm going to swap you. I'll give you Master Researcher because you're doing a lot of research.
Well,
So,
he's still discarding down.
yeah, but okay. Well, he can throw that if he doesn't want it. But
Okay.
it's an okay card, but we seem to be doing fine without it. Nice. Do you feel lucky?
Okay, that just in case. And I to discard 2 more. Fuck me.
That's what you get for suggesting a good escape plan.
Well, if I'm not going to be in combat directly.
Well, actually, even if you're not in combat, like opponent fails won't do you as much good, but things like seize initiative, properly played, can totally change.
I'm
the tide of
specifically
battle.
talking about opponent fails. Because I have 2 of those.
Hmm.
I just discard them. Unless you want them back.
It could be handy considering what I'm going to potentially do soon. I'll keep that.
I also have a replenish. So
I have a replenish.
Both of you should hold on to your replenish as tight.
Yeah.
Right. I'll give you clarity and then give me one of the opponent fails, please.
Okay.
That'll be enough. You can keep one just in case you need it.
Yeah, sure.
Yes. I'm getting ready for combat. Yes.
Don't need clarity. I need to discard 1 more. Yeah, I have to discard the other opponent fails.
Okay. Yeah.
Unless you want a round revision. Maybe. If you need me to.
I think you can still play that from.
Okay.
You'll still be classed as being in combat, so
Okay.
I really don't think I've got anything I can swap out now.
And I want to play this immediately. Get a check on the essence statistic.
Nice.
Cover.
Play that straight away. And that's me done with the cards.
You'll be a great wizard someday. Just you wait and see.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Well, just as a quick side note before we get back into it, what your character starts at and where he goes to, like Matt was telling a fun story of you had a character start out as like a psychologist or something. Remember when you were working as a police psychologist?
Yeah.
And didn't you become like an assistant to death or something?
No, that's Hugo. He was just a beat cop. He was a normal beat cop, and at the end, he was basically a minor embodiment of death.
Cool.
So things
you
change.
never tell where shit's gonna happen.
Just rolling with it as
That's it. That's the best thing to do.
All right. Well, I think that's it.
Great.
I need to hack an elevator now.
Now, well, real quick before you start that, let me tell you a little bit more about building security.
Okay.
It's a lot like in the movie The Matrix, where they've got guards downstairs and you go through the metal detectors and shit like that, because this is a government building.
So how did I sneak the bugs in?
I'm thinking that a lot of extra power cords are not super suspicious to the guards.
Yeah. Fair enough.
They were like, "What's this for?" And you look at him, and then he's over there trying to talk Spanish to the guards. Who are like, "Okay, it's just power cords. Well, fuck it, move along." But as far as guns and shit and swords, like he's talking about, there's no way in hell he could get a sword in here. You're thinking, unless he's got that other thing that you saw them doing before. Maybe somebody will teach you that someday. Who knows?
Hey, can you do that, Alex? The whole sword disappearing, reappearing thing?
Yeah.
Oh, well, there you go then.
I will try and teach you that next time when we get time.
There you
That
go.
sounds pretty cool. Okay, so we need... Do you need anything else? Do you need stakes? Any
well, hold on a minute. I was going to tell you more about the general setup of security.
Okay. Yeah.
Most of it is located on the ground floor, although they usually have like a couple security guards on every floor, except the mayor's floor. On the mayor's floor at all times, because you've heard them, and when you got access to the cameras and shit, you can see them. He's always got more than a dozen guys with him, always, except for when he does his thing in the elevator, because He's Batman, and apparently that's a thing he has to do for some reason you can't figure out. But he's got probably about 18 guys with him at all times. They in his office, there's always a dozen. In the outer office where people come in, there's usually at least 6. All of these dudes are armed, and it looks like 4 of them are the quote so-called Blackulas. And then it looks like he ran out of dapper, good-looking, thin black men and used any available. There's like one dude who's as fat as I am. There's a couple of Hispanic guys. There's a couple Oriental guys. It's like, no, I'm just going to fucking use whoever I can. Couldn't find a thin one. Had to get the fat one. Fine, whatever. We'll use who we have to. That kind of shit. So apparently he had to rebuild his army and shit. Other stuff on the security. You haven't disabled the alarm switch yet, but you seem to have a really good skill in electronics. So I'll tell you, it could be as simple as using fingernail cutters and cutting a wire. Done. That kind of easy.
Okay.
It's not a high-tech setup. And the buzzer goes to the guys in the outer office.
Okay,
so the 6 guys there.
Yeah. Well,
that's about as far as it goes.
The buzzer to enter the building.
No, the panic alarm.
Oh, the panic. Okay.
Yeah. To get in the building, you have to go by. They've got like the secretary downstairs and probably about 24 cops because there's a lot of different important government shit in this building.
Okay.
So, but again, most of the security's downstairs. They do have cops wandering around on the air floors. So as far as getting out, unfortunately, it always comes back to a Zeppelin picking you up off the rooftop.
Is there a fire escape on the roof?
No, there's no. This building is actually too tall for fire escapes, or they took them down because people kept climbing up them or something. Or
Alex,
you're expected to swan dive off if there's a fire.
How good are you at grappling hooks, Alex?
Don't use them often.
There is another building that is within human jumping range. The problem is when you've been up there, you can tell that there are now people that seem to be guarding it, like hanging out on the roof all the time, who look tough and rough. Almost like somebody has used that roof before and that was known about, and they have attempted to cut off that. So if Alex was to go chop, he might get some gunfire from an adjoining building. If people wanted to try jump over, they could, but it's kind of like make a hard jump roll, not just a full hard jump roll, or die.
You can't fly, right?
No.
That was okay.
I like how you fucking have to ask. Can you fly?
He's insane. Maybe he forgot.
Yeah, no, I'm saying because it's an actual possibility. You have to ask. That's the funny part.
It's true.
All right. Well, okay. So let's say you kill Batman somehow. What do you do then? How do you get out?
Shows him jump off the building.
Yeah. No. I mean. I can be pretty elusive if I want to be. So I'm hoping that if things go to plan, then I probably could just walk out. No, I can.
Just walk out.
The sky's time. No, we'll see. Yes, it's a good question. It's a good question. Problem is, I don't know how things are going to plan to work out, so it's going to be a bit difficult to make a foolproof escape plan.
Just to start off with a basic idea. Okay, I kill Batman. I go up or down to escape. Do you go to the roof to escape or down?
Like I said, what I'm hoping is, with your demon skills if you can hack the elevator controls. So
Yeah.
you are in control of the elevator.
Yeah.
Then when the elevator picks up Batman, you wait until he's in between floors and you stop the elevator.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully, at this time, I've managed to find my way onto the roof of the elevator somehow. That's going to take time to work out. And like I said, I'm hoping that there's one of those doorways that you can use to get up onto the roof of the elevator. That we're going to try and put something on that to make it a kind of a catch thing. So you can't open it from down. Once I close it behind me as I jump in, then it latches and it basically stops him from turning into bats and flying away. So now I'm trapped in a metal box with Batman, one-on-one, and it's going to be a nasty, nasty, fucking
Logan,
horrible.
have we ever been in the elevator, like going up and down?
Lots of times.
Is there a hatch above?
No. Real elevators actually don't have a hatch. You can make a hatch,
sure
but
really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
they don't have a maintenance.
They really don't. No, they really don't.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. But that's a movie thing, unfortunately.
Yeah.
However, also, if you were in the elevator with your sword, you would be at a negative because your sword is actually too big to conveniently fight in this small ass elevator.
Yeah, but I'm gonna have to. That's something I'm gonna have to put up with.
Oh yeah, you're
I've got
with a sword that even at negative 30, anybody with you is probably going to be a skewer.
I don't think Alex is going to want to come with me on this.
In the elevator
with a guy with a sword who's
not in the elevator, in the building. If you need me in the building,
like I said, we're going to need someone to control the elevator. Not trying to stop Alex from being part of this, but I don't know if you.
I can do that remotely.
Okay, if you want to come in, it just could be a bit hairy. I don't want to put you under that pressure, and you seem to have good cards, so maybe that will help, and hopefully you'll be focused on me anyway. But yeah.
Oh, and since you guys are doing long-term surveillance and making your $700 every 2 weeks between the two of you, you guys can both give me a surveillance roll as you make demon images appear on the wall. You find that Alex, he doesn't hide his eyes, but he does hiss at them.
No.
Right, you notice, but Alex is busy covering his eyes and going, "No, you will not have my soul," and then drinking. You also notice that every now and then, like some sort of business person or something like that will come into the office, and he'll be like, "Look here, Mr. Batman, I don't like," and Batman will stand up and go, and he'll go, "You like the way I do things?" And he's like, "I like the way you do things," that kind of thing. So there's
just a random business person.
Political. Apparently, he does something to the minds of people who disagree with him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well,
it just gets worse and worse. You think?
Right,
on top of that, having made your surveillance so good, you also think that the mansion is under surveillance. You saw the same van there a couple nights in a row.
Oh.
It's parked over at a neighbor's place. Maybe his place is under close surveillance. You don't know.
Oh, okay. That might be an issue.
Alex has noticed it. He's reading the ingredients of tequila and asking if you can.
I'll point that out to him. Alex, there's someone else watching the building, not just us.
Bastards. Right. I have to be very, very careful.
Do you need me in the building to do something? Because I can control the elevator remotely, but
I think you're going to live.
I can handle myself.
Good.
But not against 18 dudes and the Batman.
See, that's the problem. This is going to be tough because the only way I can see it is to get him in the elevator. Before then, he's with too many people. after that, he's then on the roof and you can easily escape. So
Yeah.
the
Unless you
elevators,
finished it super quick.
yeah, no, I'd rather not take that chance. Then
Mm.
we just add the fucking many list of people. Right, this needs to be done once and it needs to be done properly.
Mhm.
So ideally, we need to get him in the elevator because he'll have nowhere to go. He'll be trapped in a metal box.
All right, so how are you going to get in the elevator?
Now, on top of the elevator, like looking up, it's lights. It's all light strips and shit.
Right.
So if you were
Right.
to get on top of that, if you wanted to like cut a hole in the elevator and then have some way of it sealing so that somebody that massive strength couldn't get through it
That
somehow,
might be hard.
then it would be hidden behind the lights, is my point. Yeah, I mean, you could pretty much have a giant picture of a happy face behind the lights and nobody would know. You're not sure how people do elevator maintenance for your next gig.
Yeah, that's what I
You
was
would
thinking.
become a Mexican elevator maintenance person.
We could. We could. It'd give us a reason to like be on the elevators all the time.
Well, yeah, you're not sure how it works, or
Let's research it.
Well, I know how they. Well, I probably can figure it out, but.
Research. Research.
All right, hold on. I'm just during all my times on the elevator. Can I have like a basic model or something, or an ID code?
You can give me a research role and you can call that shit up on Google because
Okay.
there's a group of people called urban explorers, and they're constantly breaking into fucking buildings and shit like that. Of course, any that do it around a Batman
Yeah,
owned
it's
building
okay.
tend to disappear. But anyway, apparently the elevator operator guys will open the elevator like they'll lock down the elevators on the first floor, they'll open them the second, and then go down if they need to get on top of the elevator. So it's possible to open elevator doors when it's not on the floor that you're on, but there's tools and shit involved.
Okay, so if he does get on top, the problem is getting into it afterwards because there's no hatch.
Right. Well, you can always make a hatch. If Alex is as good with metal work as he is with wood carving, he could have like some sort of hidden hatch and shit.
But that would involve like welding and stuff. That involves electricity, which he's not going to want to touch.
Ooh, that means it's you. Oh no!
I don't know how to do that.
So we found your weakness at last. It's good at everything else, though.
No. This is.
All right, how about this? How about this? What if the elevator made an unexpected stop, which on one of the other floors, Batman would probably be like, "The hell is this?" Then the doors open just a little bit. You run in, the doors close, and you do whatever.
That's a pretty clever idea, actually. Because then I'm in between him and the doors. There's no other way out.
Yeah.
I like that. That's a good idea. And there's 2 floors, so you just need to make sure it stops on the floor above rather than the.
Yeah, so and there's no guards there either. Well, no.
That's some clever shit. That's some clever shit.
So there's 2 floors, right? Not 3.
Yeah, there's actually 18th floor. Yeah, 2.
Okay,
2
fine.
Yeah, you've got time.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you just pick a floor. I'll stop the elevator there. Open the doors a little. You run in. I'll close the doors, and then you do whatever you want.
Okay, so you're not coming with?
Do you need me to do anything specifically?
It's up to you. In one way, I don't want to put you under the pressure of having to come with me, but at the same time, I don't want you to miss out.
Tell you what,
you can also find out what remote card whoring is all about. He could experience that as well.
I'll be. How about this? I'll be outside in like a van or something.
Wow, that's far away. I think you might have to be a bit closer than that in order to be part of gameplay.
Actually, if he's got eyes and ears, and
yeah, that's what I mean. That's
then he could even take over the speaker in the elevator because there's like a speaker that if you're in there's like a phone in the elevator that if you pick it up, it's supposed to go ring the guard station on the first floor. They go, "Are you trapped in the elevator?" "Yes, I am. Help me, Jesus."
Alex, are you good at demolitions?
Let me find out. I am not.
Never mind then, because I was gonna suggest just put a bomb in the elevator and just blow it up. But
the guy who just walked out of the room when you said that looked over like, the hell?
Nice.
That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, no, never mind then. We can't really put a bomb in there.
No, I think it's the way we're doing it is pretty much the way it has to be done.
Do you want? Are you afraid of grenades?
Yeah, pretty much.
They're not electronic. They're
afraid like in that way. I'm sorry you meant like blowing up in my face.
Just Alex with 3 strapped to his chest, pulls the pins around in, hug Batman. I got more paws than you, bitch.
Well, actually, you know what? I was going to say, if I had a Blues Brothers card, that would be brilliant.
No, on the Blues Brothers card, it has text that forbids that sort of behavior.
Oh, does it? Oh, that's cool sport.
Yeah. The first time I had somebody wearing a Claymore mine that said front toward enemy on their fucking forehead, I was like, let's add some text to this goddamn card.
What if we bought you a flash grenade? So as soon as the door opens, you throw it in, cover your eyes real quick. You'll be blinded, giving you a bit of an advantage, and then you run in. At least it'll be something to help you.
It's getting more and more clever as we go along. It's impressive.
There is a small issue with that.
I know. Getting one.
What's that?
Getting a grenade like that.
Well, getting the grenade is one thing. Alex, and possibly you have extensive street contacts. You might be able to score those, but the appropriate name for those grenades is flash bang grenade. There's a reason that they put the bang in the title of the grenade.
And also the thing is that's an extra step that we've got to take, which gives an extra step of the doors being opened, with him able to then maybe get out. So. No, I appreciate the clever thinking, but
I'm just trying to
I think I need to just go in.
I don't want you to die, that's all.
Wow, I just thought of the super clever thing, but that's up for you guys to come up with. Good luck. Just based on what he said, I was like, oh
no, a light grenade.
All right, how about this, right?
A light grenade.
I don't think they actually have those. That was just a movie.
All right, well. UV light or something.
What about this? We can install UV lights in the elevator.
Ooh.
And then switch them on.
You talked about the lights. Shit, we could change the.
Oh, that's fucking evil.
Oh, it is. Wow. So we could have separate lights behind the other lights, and they turn on and start frying him. That will hopefully at least hurt him, and you know.
I can do all that stuff. Hopefully, remotely, while you're there in melee.
Well, we'd have to get in the elevator before that.
Yeah, put it all in, obviously. But yeah.
That's fucking nasty.
So during the day, if you rig up your stuff to take control of the elevator, send it up to the roof where it'll be empty. And then just install your lights while you're up there, and then you could even put like a little out of order sign or something for a while.
Yeah.
The out of order sign would be suspicious, but if he was to attempt to install the lights, if you guys set it up just right to where like somebody called the elevator, then essentially you have the time that it takes to get from the 20th floor down to the first, which is not much. It'd be like dun, 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 that kind of shit, to install them, and then possibly riding back up with you. But if it stopped at a different floor, doom.
Okay, what if we just get one of those instead of really fancy like screwing the lights in. Just get like adhesive padding or something. Just stick them on. Straight on.
Or I could have them. Oh no! Shit! I was
I
gonna.
like your thought.
I could have them on me, but the electric. So that's
Yeah.
God damn it! It's fucking insanity bites me in the ass every time.
It really does. Yeah. He
Horrible.
has a much more severe insanity than is absolutely required, but he plays it really well.
Okay.
Do you want a reroll, by the way?
No, my cards are so amazing. I'm struggling to. Like, I just had to throw away a skill 15, which I was not happy about. But oh well, it happens. Too many good cards.
Okay.
I'm expecting you guys to get a World of Pain just before you go into this. So
Yes, thanks, Logan.
tell me that you're not expecting that.
Oh, I am. Well, considering we've had loads of cards and no red cards yet, I'm like, where the fuck are all the red cards?
Oh, they're coming. They're coming.
All right. So about the adhesive lights, can we do that? Is that a thing?
It would be really obvious that there's extra lights in there.
Yeah.
Well, even if you hide them behind the other lights.
Oh, I see. Adhesive lights. The problem is that if you just stick them in there, then they still need demons to power them.
Yeah.
Enough they've got large battery.
And that's more big battery to hide them or to stick in there would be more obvious.
All right. So how about if I hack the elevator first, be able to take control of it, and then at another time go in, the elevator mysteriously stops with me in it. That might give me enough time to install the lights.
Yeah, then all you have to do is smuggle a bunch of fucking lights by the people at the desk, because according to your thing, all of your cleaning equipment's supposed to be in the building already, because they're keeping an eye on that kind of thing because they don't want any bombs. A few power cords they let slide, but a bunch of lights, now they're going to get suspicious.
Do you have any way of smuggling stuff in, Alex?
There may be a way.
Can you do that sword thing? But with...
Oh yeah, no, okay, I got a good idea. You've got we'll buy one of those big industrial sized like cans of like cleaning solution. So basically we're just bringing in that stuff's going to run out. It's going to have to be brought in every now and again. So can we not get one of those and just like rig the bottom up to come off and then just put like the lights in there? So
the only problem is it's normally not. It'd be suspicious if you guys were bringing it in. They'd investigate that. But
really,
yeah, because it's delivered from somewhere else. You're not sure where, because that's something Mr. Johnson takes care of. Mr. Johnson doesn't like the hardworking Mexican that much. He just employs him. But it's
what are we looking at here, size wise?
For the lights,
size wise.
He could get them down in size if he wanted to install more of them. But if you wanted to replace the lights in the elevator, like every other light or something like that, then you're talking probably 2 meters.
Yeah, no, it's not. They're gonna have to be extra, because if he walks in and they're already on, then he's not going to walk in there, is he? They're going to be turned on.
Yeah, they'll be turned on afterwards. Yeah.
As I basically come in. So that's why we need the secondary lights placed beneath or over the normal lights.
Or just have the lights have 2 modes, one UV, one normal mode.
That's clever. Yeah, you could probably get something like that somewhere. I'm sure somebody sells some shit like that. The problem is getting the lights in. If you can figure out how shit is delivered, because shit's always there, hence it comes from somewhere. You're just usually busy working when shit comes in, so you're not sure how it gets there, and you're pretty sure it's not magical.
You can't do the whole soul disappearing thing with the lights, can you?
Well, not really. I've got a spell that can hide small objects. That's why I was asking the size, but I can't have both running, so I wouldn't be able to do my sword and that.
No. Well, the lights will be on one day, and then the next day you
I
can.
see.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it depends on. I don't think they class as small objects.
Yeah, I don't know. Unless we get like 2 sets or something, so they're classified as small. I don't know.
Well, if one of them is enough, I suppose each day I can roll and bring one.
That's what I was just thinking. It's like you're doing World War II smuggling shit into the prisons.
Yes. Yes.
Let me look and see what the exact size restriction. You have simple pocket spell, Matt? Is that what you're talking about?
General pocket.
General pocket. Let's see. Small item on them. Something behind the back. Same again for drawing it. You would actually need. You would need to get special custom-made lights that, because it has to basically be something you could stick under your trench coat. So but it's all one piece. So you'd need custom-made lights where you would snap 2 of them together and it would form one long light, because then you could put it into the already existing things. So essentially, you'd be getting custom-made fluorescent lights that can turn into regulars. And essentially, it's either 12 lights. So if you don't mind spending about a month smuggling in one at a time,
I think it's completely irrelevant anyway, because Alex wouldn't do it because they're fucking demons.
True.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You could try to, if he could find a way to smuggle in something that is basically baton size, or if you could find out how they get other shit here and use that, because there's plenty of supplies and new supplies arrive almost daily. So if you can figure out how they do that.
Delivery, do we not see the deliveries coming?
No, you're busy working like dogs for minimum wage.
Can you ask the other people around, because you speak Spanish? Just use your charms and.
Well, unfortunately, Alex is kind of getting a lot of shit from some of the air people because Maria's definitely pregnant now. Right. According to the stick, she peed on it and it came back bunny pirate, which she's believing is pregnant, although it's still really early. And so the others are like, you have to do the right thing. You have to either marry her or pay for, if you can convince her to get an abortion, this would be better, because we know that you are way too, you're dating so many women just here. And in fact, they have her talk to the old lady, Louisa, and Louisa is very fucking stern on this. And she's talking to Alex and she's doing that heart-to-heart thing. You have to do something about Maria. She is devastated by this. All this is going on in fucking Spanish too, which does not help you at all. Although all your time for the last 2 months working this, you do get a check in Spanish. So cool. write in Spanish at learn and then put a check mark next to it.
This gives me a new idea for a Spanish sitcom.
I have one idea. Does Batman's secretary ever order supplies for him?
Wow. There are, okay, if some stuff was to get broken or misplaced or stolen, well, probably not stolen. Broken would be better, because you heard about some other guy, he broke some shit and it got docked from his pay because Mr. Johnson is a bastard. Yeah. So yeah, you could actually get somebody else's shit broken and then have it delivered. And if you were to intercept the delivery or it was low enough priority that it wasn't unpacked, then they'd say, where's my actual shit? Why did I get a bunch of fluorescent lights labeled warning, UV lights do not use around vampires or whatever?
Well, okay, if we broke the lights though, that's what would be replaced.
Yeah.
And if we could, if they ordered it, Freddie with his amazing tech skills could go in and doctor the order and change it to.
That's assuming the secretary's the one who orders it. He hasn't ordered anything. Building supplies go through somewhere else.
Oh, okay.
The secretary does mayor shit. He doesn't care about. He doesn't even order his own office supplies.
Mm.
They come from the cupboard, and only certain people are allowed access to the cupboard. Mr. Johnson does have a key to the cupboard. But of course, you guys are scum. You're not allowed anywhere near the cupboard, which contains like as many paper clips as you could steal to live out your dreams of stealing office supplies and making a better life for yourself.
Mm.
I have a feeling Mr. Johnson's going to die during this somehow.
Maybe. Hey, Alex. How good are you at? How good are you really at disguises?
Really good.
Can you disguise yourself to look like Mr. Johnson?
Ooh.
That'd be at half or -30 to pull that off. And then you'd need mimicry to sound like Mr. Johnson, who's a pedantic asshole. Plus, you're having to wear like extra layer of fat because Alex's torso, which you've seen and in more detail than you wanted. Actually, you've seen a lot more of Alex than you've ever wanted to. He is muscled like a fucking tree. It is freaky. He has muscles on his muscles and he can make them dance. He can do the muscle titty dance and shit. Whereas the other dude, he's flab. He is like he was probably a quarterback during high school, and that was as good as it got for him, and it was all downhill for the next 30 years after that.
Mm-hmm.
But Mr. Johnson, he has the key to them.
I have a question.
He may even know where things come from.
Is it a key, or is it a security card thing?
Wait, you're talking for the office supply cabinet that holds
Yeah.
nothing except minor office supplies like an extra stapler and shit?
So we don't know where they deliver stuff. Like storage.
Yeah.
There's no storage room.
There probably is, but it's not on your floor.
Mm.
Now, if he was to take over Mr. Johnson somehow, he still couldn't find out because Mr. Johnson probably has it on computer or electronic Rolodex, something electronic that would fuck with him. Unless, you were there or if he disguised you as Mr. Johnson, which would be challenging for him.
Yeah, maybe not. Because I was thinking if we can clone his key or access card, we can go around anywhere we want after that. It's just
true, but if you guys are off of your floor for some reason and one of the guards stop you, because as I said, every now and then I have a pair of security guards on different floors.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Then they would be like checking your badge and going, your badge is for the what is it, 15th floor or whatever. Why are you here? And you'd be like, we're looking for the supply room to rob it. And they'd be like, that's not good.
Oh man, I'm not a good smuggler apparently. I mean, we can always just not do the lights, but
I would like to. I think they would really come in handy because he does not like light, and if he's trapped in a box
with Alex
and a sword and light, he's not going to be happy.
You'd have to make sure not to accidentally hit the lights, because if you're swinging around a fucking sword of that size in a really small ass box, chances of knocking out the lights are definitely increased.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, it's a risk we'll take.
Yeah, it's a risk you're willing to make Batman take.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And on the schematics that I found, there's no mention of a storage room anywhere.
Oh, you check out the schematics. You find the storage room is on the first floor, along with all the guards and shit. And it's a pretty big size storage room. It's actually, they've got a loading dock in the back where semi-trucks drive up and drop off stuff from a store called Staples. Yeah, we got that as their motto.
So if we bought the lights, smuggled it into one of the delivery trucks, they'll then put it into the storage room, and then we need to somehow get into the storage room, get the lights, and then put them in the elevator.
Well, the good news is the storage room's an actual key. So if you could get hold of the key, then you could make Alex do it.
Oh, I can lock. Oh, yeah. You can't lockpick, can you, Alex?
Yes, as long as it's not mechanical, electronic lockpicks.
Oh, you can do
Yeah,
it. Then you can lockpick it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So you don't even need the key then. If he was Mr. Johnson with a pair of lockpicks or a set of lockpicks, he could go get your goddamn lights for you.
Okay.
Okay. So we need to do it at the time where Mr. Johnson isn't on that floor. So people aren't like, why are there two of you?
Mhm.
Cool. No problem. So just in order to make this work from Alex, all I'm going to need is a disguise. This is the hard roll. Disguise at -30 or half, whichever is better for you to become.
Yeah, got it.
This, oh, fuck you.
-60.
Right. At full, give me a mimicry and an acting roll to sound and move like Mr. Johnson.
Both at half.
Right. You are doing a better Mr. Johnson than Mr. Johnson. And no problem. Give me a lock picking at a full as you.
Oh, wait, we need to buy the lights. How much do they cost?
Mark off $500 for
Right,
very
okay.
specialized lights. They're made to look like normal lights, but then it's for rave parties or some bullshit.
Okay, 500.
Yeah, you've already had them delivered and stuff.
Cool.
You requested that they be marked to the attention of Mr. Johnson, who looked at them in disgust and said, "We have enough lights. I don't understand," and wandered off. And then the new Mr. Johnson tries to lockpick and says,
Yep.
and right, so then you have the lights. Give me a simple electronics at plus 20% for changing the light bulbs without fucking it up.
All right, hold on.
Plus 20%.
I have two rerolls, so
Yeah.
yeah,
Right.
that's like a lot. Yeah.
You can replace the lights. You now also have made, since you made it at half, I think, with that roll, you now have
more
like
than half,
the fun party switch rigged into the computer. So pretty much when you are sitting in your remote concrete bunker watching Alex through the camera. In fact, you've got the camera in the elevator rigged up, as well as the speaker, so you can watch him and yell helpful things if you feel like it, or make fun of him or whatever. Remote bunker somewhere. You can go click, and then lights turn into UV, and click, they turn back. Or if you wanted, there's also the party option, which is they go dab, 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 dab. That way, if he has epilepsy or something like that, maybe that will help. I don't know.
All right, cool. So
Yeah.
lights are set up, elevators under my control.
Yeah,
Did
you
I
got all that shit ready.
and the camera in the elevator as well, or
Yeah,
okay, cool.
and
All
the
right.
speaker, so you can talk to Alex if you feel like it, and you can
Okay,
listen.
sure. So where should I be when this is happening? Like,
You were thinking about New Hampshire.
all right, I'll be at the mansion then, just chilling.
The
Like,
one that's under current
never mind, not
surveillance?
gonna be there. Nope.
I see.
Good point.
I mean, your character remembers even if you don't, because it did make you nervous. But then Alex is like, "I'm gonna drink," and you were like, "Yeah, maybe it's not that important." But being there by yourself, you're even going back there now. You're like,
Yeah, I'm not too. Yeah. Okay,
But he
it's
keeps taking you back there because he apparently didn't notice. Only you did, and he's ignoring you whenever you say stuff about it for some reason.
What?
All right, so I need basically I just need.
You still don't have the one thing that you said that was brilliant arranged. Other than that, you're good.
Well, escape plan.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, well.
Yeah, you've got the attack plan. You've come as far as most PCs. Most PCs are like, escape. We just cut to the next scene, right?
All right, well, are you afraid of parachutes?
Now that is clever.
Mm-hmm. That is.
I
do know. I'm actually good because I am a seasoned player, and I know the first thing you do is you put 60 points into parachute.
Oh, come on! I have 3 Clonger read cards. Seriously.
Wow, that's nice.
They're living up to their name. By the way, Matt, flamegrill.co.uk.
Done. Should be here shortly.
You already ordered? I was going to tell you what I wanted.
I already ordered you what you wanted.
Oh, Did you get me jalapeno bites with garlic dip 6 pieces and the mozzarella sticks?
No. I thought you wanted the calzone. That's what you always have.
Oh yeah.
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 There you go. See, I told you what you wanted.
What's the minimum order, by the way?
It's I don't know, but we went over it quite a lot.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Matt, did you want?
Next time, I want some fucking cheese sticks and jalapeno poppers with garlic dip because, yeah, it sounds. I was thinking about that all day.
Matt,
Sorry.
did you want a clever Greek card?
No, you keep them, mate. You deserve it.
Yeah, but I have 3 I don't have.
That's all right.
I have to discard something.
No, you don't. You keep those. They're gold.
Well, what do I discard then?
Just what have you got? What was the other 3?
Replenish, round division, 2 rerolls, and that's it.
God damn. Oh yeah, I'll drop a reroll. Yeah.
Okay.
I know.
Alright, done.
To do it. Right. Okay. Let's
yeah.
right.
Do you want a parachute?
Yeah, let's get a parachute.
Okay.
You take me up to the top, and then I take the edge of the building.
Cool.
Parachute away.
We need also.
You need to be outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just definitely be in the. We'll set him up in the beta van. Close enough.
The stolen van.
I think
that may have been towed by.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Can we like? How much does a motorcycle cost?
Well,
like a cheap one.
A cheap one? You can probably get one for like not much, but hold on. An entire sport parachute system that includes the main canopy, reserve canopy, harness container system, automatic activation, etc. Is around $8,000.
Yeah, we didn't have that much.
Even with your $700 for both of you per 2 weeks?
No, funnily enough, no, we don't.
Wow, $8,000.
What about a glider instead?
I looked it up. Now you could get just the sport canopy for about $2,000 and have no backup, no reserve, no nothing.
Done.
Of course. Okay, great. Mark off $2,000.
All right, $2,000 not there.
I'll just take this.
I just need to. I'll make it work. It doesn't work. Make it work.
You have rerolls. It's fine.
I have. I think they'll be used up in the fight somehow. Yeah.
Okay. So we have that. Oh, we need a.
How much is motorcycle too?
Yeah.
Well, keep in mind you're going to have a bunch of computer gear that you're watching and screens and shit. That doesn't really mount well on a motorcycle.
Yeah.
Awkward.
I should probably.
Should we set him up in the sewers?
Awesome. The only problem is that getting a radio signal in the sewers is really rough.
All right.
He could run an antenna up to the surface.
Can I just rent a car?
Rent a car? If you had credit cards and ID, you could. Being that you have neither and neither does he, you can't.
How much does it cost to buy one from the dark web?
What, you want to buy a new stolen car? You're pretty sure that the police
like,
that are cruising up and down your street are wondering who stole it.
Buy a forged credit card.
Buy a forged credit card.
Yeah.
That you don't actually use. You just go, I've got a credit card, and they run it through and stuff. And
yeah, it's like legit, but I don't really use it. It might have some money in it or something, but not really use it.
Sure. Let's see. About $1,000 for a good one. $500 for one that may get you caught.
I will spend $1,000 on that then.
Cool. You're just amazed at how fast the money is going away.
And how about ID?
Oh, wow. Let's see.
Something that a rent-a-car person won't suspect. Like, won't look at too hard.
Let's see. Let me take a look here.
By the way, hold on, let me do some math.
Yeah, I'm thinking that might be a lot. First, you need to load into Bitcoin site. Let's see.
But,
I'm thinking probably $2 or $3 grand.
yeah, I don't think we have that much.
Yeah. Awkward.
So we have 4,000. 6, 8, 9.
Getting a legal vehicle.
I have a total of $1,600.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah.
It's difficult when you're with Alex because he's good at certain things, freakishly good at certain things, but other things like IDs, money,
Yeah.
not so
I
good
know.
at.
That's fine.
Mhm.
Kind of what I do anyway. So yeah.
It does keep him from being annoyingly good at everything though.
Yeah, that's fine. All right. Hmm. What kind of a skill check would it be to hotwire a car?
Pardon me?
What kind of skill check would I need to make to hotwire a car?
Oh, well,
Like a
unfortunately,
normal. Yeah,
modern cars are super hard to hotwire.
good point.
Really old cars are much easier because they have a lot of fucking anti-theft devices. I'd probably break it down to mechanical repair, electronic repair, and
Yeah, mechanical would be the older cars, which I don't
well,
really
no,
have.
I'd probably go with both because they
Oh, okay.
have mechanical shit in there to keep you from doing it that you'd have to bypass.
Yeah.
Super pain in the ass.
Do I have mechanical repair? Just checking on them.
Plus, then you'd be stealing a car.
Yeah, I know. But I'll get rid of it as soon as we're done. Yeah, I don't have it for mechanical. That's it.
Because technically, you could do all this from a Starbucks with your powerful laptop.
Yeah, but he needs an escape. Like once he parachutes off.
Oh, you could. Oh, I see. You're going to leave a car for him.
Yeah.
You don't
Maybe
think
like a bicycle
he
or
wouldn't
something.
drive a car. He doesn't like to be in cars.
Yeah.
So,
Alright, can you ride a bicycle, Alex?
A horse. Give me a horse.
A horse?
No, don't worry about me. I will. I think because the parachute should take me far enough away that then I'll just disappear into somewhere.
Now, as far as parachuting goes within a city, it's freakishly dangerous because not only are there like weird updrafts and breezes and shit, but there's a whole bunch of like telephone and electric lines and shit running everywhere, which is why you don't find a lot of parachutists in the city.
It's also the middle of the night. You can't see
right
well.
Aside from not being able to see, I mean,
yes, it's better than trying
it's
to.
better than diving off the building and hoping to live. Sure.
Can you roller skate?
Roller skate.
I love his thinking.
Put a pair in your backpack or something. As soon as you land, you just put them on and away you go.
I'm a good runner. I will.
Alright, fine.
I will run.
Roller skate your way to freedom.
That's funny shit.
Do you want to set up a rendezvous point where we meet?
Oh my god, he's even thinking of ahead to rendezvous points.
No. Clever. Yes, I will take him to the Go Die skate park sewer entrance and be like, down in there, we'll meet down there. Yes, in the sewers.
Oh, okay.
You look at a big metal sewer cover and wonder how to move it off.
Oh, I thought it was just a different way in, but all right.
No, PCs usually carry crowbars.
Actually, we could probably just meet at Clem's. It might be a good idea when we do this to just get the fuck out for a while.
Clem's is usually closed at night. Well, Exchange usually with always.
What's McKay's place like now? Is that still being sold?
Wait. I just got this pick one lock card. I just pick a lock.
Nice.
So can I just pick a car lock and just get that? Or will that not work for this?
Well,
Yeah, fine.
All right, fine. How about this?
What's the text on the card say?
It says, no roll required. You do get a check in lockpicking. Takes D4 combat rounds to pull up. Well, that's no need to pick the lock. Not really the hotwire. Never mind, not going to work.
Okay.
Ignore me.
Actually, no. If it's picking the lock, I would allow you to pick the lock on the steering column.
Oh.
So you can keep that. The problem is you'd have to discard something else.
I know. No, it's fine. But
it still won't drive in a car because they have too much electric in them. Unless you can get them an old Stanley steamer or some bullshit.
Yeah, that's fine. You said you'll run. So, yeah, we'll just go to Clem's and disappear after that. Oh, yeah, he's closed. It's the middle of the night. Never mind. Any other place that you know of that's semi-secure?
I mean, Clem's is a beautiful idea, and it'd be really super hard to get the people who have teleported to a different dimension, but...
Do you know of any other ways to go to another dimension from here?
Have another card there, sir. You're saying smart shit. Do you, Matt? Do you remember?
There are ways, but it's tough. We can go to the Beastkin land through the circle, but we have to do a fucking ritual for that. So I don't think that's going to be done. I mean, there's the sewers themselves. So, but I'm just thinking, right? I mean, once we meet up, that's what I want to find a meeting location, and then once we meet up,
somewhere.
Yeah, we can always go somewhere else afterwards.
I was just imagining you going, okay, you need to do this ritual successfully. I'll meet you near the end of it because it's a long-ass ritual. So you have to time it with my meeting you. And him going, I've never done this before. And you're like, you have to make that work.
How about this? We'll meet up at a coffee shop or something. And then we can go hide somewhere or something.
I was going to say, maybe just
rent an apartment or something. I don't know.
Yeah. What's the heat like on McKay's place, Logan?
Give me a counter surveillance roll.
No. Everything's fine.
Thank God you were really worried there for a minute.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we'll just meet up a particular coffee shop.
Yeah.
In fact, wherever
most of the coffee shops at night do have surveillance and CCTV.